right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. I don't need no scale.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. 60 yards.
Not today, you are. Not today. Ship.
Bam. Be driven.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, wahoo!
51 the mic, boys, 51. You're trash.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Ready up.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
X3, 218, chopper. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
Keep it up.
Protein spill.
Kill.
5.
2nd and 6. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, their pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and you know the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
Mike 52.
Watch the screen.
Looking to throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down.
That's another Packers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Hey, Haywood.
They'll drop the throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 38-yard line.
Jackson from the shotgun. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run good for 18 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Jackson. That'll be caught by Cup. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Third down.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Operating from the gun, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Keep playing on
2 yards. Third down.
Let's get it.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Packers 7, Ravens nothing.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Jackson now, operating from the gun. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. That toss play right, we know it's one of the successful plays they have in their arsenal, and they showed you why there.
And remember, in order for it to be successful, because it's a little bit of a slower developing play, those blocks at the line of scrimmage have to be kept, have to be held, so that the runner can get to the corner and turn it upfield.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's going to go down again.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Hey, lock it.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Be careful. Be careful.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Mike 52. Hey, high 7. Switch up.
2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically
looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Johnson, the intended target.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
10-2 stop.
Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
Go, Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Look at me. Door. Shoot.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, team 6. Leo.
I'm coming for you, son. 36.
They'll look to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. They'll run it now out of the gun. Tavon Young in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got the first down inside the 10. And finally down at the 9-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Set, ready? 60 outlaw.
65.
Buzz.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Not here. Hey, alert.
22 jet bomber. Hit it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
51 to Mike.
Topper.
Hatchet.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 3-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Gurley. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Mike 56, right there, 56. Here we go.
Jackson will keep it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
Here we go.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Gurley. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
At the 13-yard line.
Let's go. I got you, pump. 66,
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll buy some time right. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Here's second and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, Charlie! Choose the mic right here, over there, Mike. Pick and choose the mic.
They'll throw now on the final play. Dancing to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. They run. It's Gurley. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this off? And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Zadarius Smith, his second sack of the night.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
51's Mike. Mike 51. Now watch one.
Yep.
Motion. Pop.
Hey, Foxtrot. 80 weapons. They go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Set, hut, 6, go to base. 6, rotate, spell. Get in the
After the interception, here's Jackson. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Jackson now. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. To throw is Jackson. That's complete to Sharp. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Jackson now, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Gurley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
56, Mike, 56.
That's what I do.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. Whoa, he just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, set.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ready? Go. Mike, 51.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This quarterback now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Hey, exit. Mike 52, Mike 52.
2nd and 6. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Tavon Young. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson, he's going to take it. The ball comes out, and the Packers pick it up.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. Back now at Lambeau, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Jackson going up top for Kupp. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And some room to work. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit... Rush coming, and he's taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Ravens on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is third. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now they try the right side here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
On the set.
Mike 51. All day, just like that. Just like that. Check the backer, check the backer. He's coming.
General West.
He's coming. Double
Get it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Check X3. 218. Chop it. Big grip. Big grip.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit, being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 3rd and long. And an alley to run. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidence.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 9-yard touchdown run. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead.
The score, Packers 42, Ravens 6.
Set now. now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Watch the pass. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
56, right there, right there.
From the gun, Jackson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. Tight. Yes, yes.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike.
Come on. Go. I got motion. I got motion. 5.
They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2nd and 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Packers 49, Ravens 6.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Again, they run with Gurley. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line,
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Rabbit, rabbit. Protein spill.
Joker, 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 joker. Switch, switch.
Let's go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Set, 6-6, bullet high, 18 gator. Hey, orbit. Ready, ready.
They'll set up to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
and I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Ravens take over.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another. You can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Packers, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.